Welcome to the Program Pod, a national award-winning program on the RCBC Podcast Network, which takes a deep dive into the programs offered at RCBC through different perspectives of students, faculty, and employers.
Kind of. Changing up a little bit over the summertime here. Again, Jay Varga with you, host of the Program Pod, and this is one of our parts of the Commencement series going all summer long here for the kind of like a little flashback of the 2023 RCBC graduation, the Commencement series going down, and on this episode, I'm going to speak with Sarah Heil. All right. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. You're the 2023 President's Award winner, one of the other ones, and you'll be speaking in front of the STEM class, right?
Mm-hmm.
You excited for it?
I am excited. I'm nervous too.
We're going to pull some of your speech a little bit later on. I'm going to go around and talk to some of the STEM students and such. But again, I'm breaking up this commencement series. I'm partying it out and just want to get to know you a little bit and talk about your accolades and stuff because you have this prestigious award. You're one of the top 3 in the graduating class. So kudos to you. So first of all, and listening to your speech is pretty heavy and it's something I can relate, and we'll probably get into it in just a second. But so how did you end up at RCBC in the first place?
Oh, I wasn't going to go to college at first because I was into strictly having my art business, and I was just going to do that. And I got a scholarship, a full ride to go for art, and I decided not to do that and to just focus on the business. It wasn't until about a year later when I decided I needed to do more than that. And then that's when I started looking into psychology, and then RCBC came around, and then it just was like a perfect fit.
The perfect fit. Now, did you ever think you were going to be speaking in front of the 2023 graduating class, let alone being a President's Award winner?
Absolutely not. Never thought it would happen.
Yeah. You want to give a little bit of a background of your journey, because it seemed like, you're such an inspiration from what I was listening. But can you tell the listeners who may not be able to hear the full speech, and I'll tell them where they can go a little bit later, but the journey of kind of like another journey of how you kind of got to RCBC and how you were able to kind of fight through everything that you went through.
Yeah, so I had to fight through a lot. Had a lot of different trauma throughout my life. Moving to several homes, I had 6 over my lifetime. One was a hotel. I witnessed death in front of me. I was sexually assaulted. I had a family with alcohol and drug abuse, and I had a lot that affected me and turned into different mental disorders, and I had to battle along with trying to keep up with everything.
Yeah, and it's tough because, I had a brother-in-law who battled drug addiction and alcohol addiction, and we kind of were waiting for it, and eventually he did, and it's tough. I wasn't in school, though, and that's schoolwork alone is a heavy load. So here you are, you're battling all this stuff, and now you're maintaining a perfect 4.0. You've been accepted into a few different honor societies. Can you tell me a little bit more about that experience and how it affected your personal development?
Yeah, it was rough. So there's lots of days where I didn't think I would be able to get through what I had to get through or just push on. And it was battling my disorders and then literally crying sometimes through writing essays. And it was the motivation and determination that eventually built the stepping stones to seeing that what I had gone through was now the reason I was succeeding, if that makes sense.
Sure. How did that become then to decide to study these neurotoxins, as you kind of brought out into your speech, which again people will get to hear in a little bit?
So that was by accident that I came across that. I work, I'm a paraprofessional, so I work with children with autism as a one-on-one.
Awesome.
Yeah, so one day I was sitting there thinking, because it's not completely understood how autism comes about, and I was wondering if it had something to do with what the mother was ingesting, because the mother gets nutrients and it gives it to the baby. So I was thinking if they were consuming toxins, neurotoxins,
Mm-hmm.
if it would travel through the baby and affect the baby. And I researched out online, and I found out that it did correlate. And then from there, I reached out even more, and I found that it correlated to pretty much like any mental health or physical health disorder. Like the neurotoxins are in their air, food, or water environment. They're terrible, and they're linked to like everything. Yeah. Now,
does this correlate to a study that you started at home, like these neurotoxins, or you're reading back some of your bio that you worked on this this study you conducted at your house of air purifiers and such, and how if you get sick or not a lot faster? Did the neurotoxin type thing correlate to that?
Yeah. So once I started researching that, I got into the student research program here at RCBC, and I connected with a mentor, Mala. I don't want to get her last name, Laura Jala Tiki, I think it is.
Okay.
And I did an in-home experiment where I put air carbon filters in my home, reverse osmosis, and filters on every shower and water in the bathroom, in the house, bathroom and kitchen. And from there, I tested every day for 2 weeks, all the rooms in the house, all the water, and that was my baseline. And then I did again another 2 weeks every night, water with the new stuff in, so when that was implemented with the reverse osmosis and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I tracked it, and I did see that there was a decrease in health problems with humans. The animals, it was kind of iffy, but with the humans, it did show a decrease over time.
I know a little bit about reverse osmosis, but that's only because I'm in a brewery and I had to do water treatment and purifying and stuff. So I was kind of like, but not to what you were doing. And I'm afraid to do any kind of your study in my house because I don't really know. I feel like I developed superhuman powers because of what was maybe in my house and such. Now you're here, RCBC, and you're getting ready to go on. So where do you see yourself in a couple of years from now? Like what's next? What's the next chapter?
Yeah. So right now I'm kind of like between. I was gonna go for clinical. But now I'm leaning more towards the research aspect in psychology. And no matter what path I do, I want to get my doctorate and continue research, even if I do the clinical route or even if I blend them both. I'm interested in neuroscience, so I might go that route too. So that part's a little up in the air, but the for sure is that I'm definitely going to try to get my doctorate.
That's awesome. Now, so what has been your favorite moment then here at RCBC on your path becoming eventually getting a doctorate? Like any class stand out or any moment, a teacher or anything? Something happened on the quad? I don't really know.
Yeah, so probably the student research program that I'm in, because that led me to kind of get to the path shift that I'm at now, to where I'm leaning more off clinical, more towards research. It was a good experience because I found out things that are changing my life completely in the way I live and my own health and leading me to more healthy paths too.
And what did you find out?
Yeah, so I did for part of the experiment, I did a blood test and to track how much heavy metal was in my blood. And I found dangerously high copper levels to where if it was any higher, like you could die or have brain damage. So knowing that and then now changing what I do with my food and my water, I'm going to be able to bring that down so that way it won't end up bad. But
Right. Yeah. So, all right. So that's all inside the classroom and stuff. And part of listening to your speech and looking over some of my notes and such, and we even you have it actually right over here next to us. People trying to paint the picture for the listeners. Your art, and we're putting your art display on the website. It's going to be up there on stage in graduation. Your art business. Now, you said you started this before you even got into college.
My senior year of high school.
Okay. So let's talk about it. Plug it away. We got a website for it. What's your art about? Go for it.
Yeah, so I don't have a website. I do have a Facebook. It's Sarah Heil Custom Art, and then my Instagram is Art Pixie. I was interested in art throughout my middle school, high school years. It just really picked up in high school, and it picked up a lot then because of all the trauma and things I was going through. I needed an outlet. So I turned to art, and I was eating lunches in the art room because at the time I kind of separated from my whole friend group. I didn't really have anywhere to go. So I would spend my time in there, paint all day, and then I was painting a lot of more darker art, more cathartic art, which was one of my outlets. And then I realized that I needed to do something to help me continue moving forward, and that was when the business came in.
What else do you do, like, as a hobby? Because you listed a whole bunch of them during your speech. I couldn't keep up, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you explain or tell the listeners, what else do you do?
Yeah, so I recently got into horseback riding, so equestrian. I'm learning the accordion now and I just got a camera coming in today, so taking up photography. But besides that, I do cook, bake, I sew, crochet, I do the research, and I consider psychology like a hobby too, because I enjoy it. And then I write a lot, in the progress of trying to write a book, and bowling. There's probably more that I just can't think of.
There is, actually.
There is?
Beekeeping?
Oh, yeah. The biggest thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did this start?
Yeah, so that was part of the research study that I was doing, and I came across bees and how great they are, and I've always had an interest in beekeeping in general, so
Sure.
It just seemed like a good thing to just combine them both. So they came last week. They're in the hive now, and it's really interesting to watch them, and going to study them as they flourish and grow my good garden, my veggie garden, help it make it non-toxic and organic. And then when they start producing, I'm going to take the honey, the pollen, and all that good stuff and turn it into non-toxic candles because they burn clean. The raw honey, I'm going to sell that, so that'll be my second business from the bees.
I don't think you ever stop.
Nope, never.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Before we wrap it up, because again, I do want to play a clip of your speech, and your speech will be on YouTube as well for everybody to see and stream and get you all ready for that. But what would you say, I'm not sure if you said it in your speech or not, but what would you say, that you wish knew more about maintaining on the academic and professional career while suffering from the mental disorders? What would you say you wish people knew more about that?
It's a lot harder because there's a disadvantage. When you have mental disorders, you're trying to play catch up to keep up with everyone else. And that's something that I think a lot of people don't always understand. But people who do have mental disorders, they deem us as incapable or weak or not smart enough, and it's not true. And I believe that myself for a long time, so it's just believing that you can, even if you're not at the same playing field, you can get there and sometimes further, depending on what you do. So,
Sure. I guess to kind of parlay that question then, your outgoing message to the class of 2023, what would you like to say to your fellow classmates?
To not give up, no matter who says it, or even if if you believe that you can't, excuses are excuses, and if you want it bad enough, you can have anything you want, and you can do anything that you want in life, no matter what you've been through, what you've got going on. There's always a way to find your path, even if it takes time. It can take a while, years even, but you can do it.
Awesome. Well, I know you're going to do awesome, not only on Wednesday, Thursday, I guess it is, for the commencement speech, but just in life in general. I'm really proud of you. I'm happy for you, and I wish you the best of luck and everything else. We are going to hear from your clip a little bit later on, but any shout-outs you want to say? Hello to anybody? Any farewell plugs or anything like that before we wrap it up?
Yeah, shout out to all the graduating class of 2023, and congratulations to all of them. Congratulations to Madeline, the valedictorian, and Taylor, our other President's Award winner. And then, of course, a big thank you to everyone in my life who has got me help to get this far and everything. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's great having you on the show. And again, it's Sarah Heil, the 2023 President Award winner, the other one that's going to be speaking for the STEM class. And looking forward to the speech. And good luck with that.
Thank you.
So, day 2 here. We are on behind Vote Auditorium. Barry's behind me doing stuff and starting to speak with now the STEM students. So who do I have with me right now?
I'm Grace McGowan.
Grace, and where are you from?
Southampton, New Jersey.
Okay. The 08088. Yeah, I'm Tabernacle. Yeah. Okay. So Seneca? Yeah. Okay. Obviously, you're graduating from STEM today. What was your specialization?
I'm majoring in chemistry.
Chemistry. Okay. So how was your experience here at RCBC?
It was really good. I made a lot of friends. All the professors have been the absolute best. Like, that's the number one thing that I can say about the school. Professors, top notch. Loved them. And overall, it's been a really good experience and helped me move on.
So speaking of moving on, what is next?
So next is going to Rowan and then earning my bachelor's from there, hopefully a semester early, which will be nice.
What was your favorite experience here then at RCBC? You're talking about obviously the professors, but did you have a favorite professor, favorite class, any favorite moment?
I would say probably my favorite professor was Professor Sherlock. I mean, has to be my favorite. As a chem major, he was awesome with organic chemistry, made class really fun. Even though it's supposed to be a really hard class, he made it really fun. And then overall experiences, I think my favorite one was being the president of a club here. That was really awesome, and being able to create the community service events and see people do service here was really nice.
And what club was that?
That was Circle K Club.
Parting message to your fellow classmates.
Keep giving it your all. Don't ever give up. Chase the things that you want. Don't let people influence you, and just do the best you can.
Awesome. All right, bring you on the spot now. What's your name?
Yana Mendoza.
Yana Mendoza, and where are you from?
I'm from Willingboro, New Jersey, but I'm originally from the Bronx in New York.
So what brought you to RCBC?
I would say, one, to get a hold of like my college experience, like how it would be like. And I would say it's been really amazing as like for a community college. I would say this is a great start for anyone who's like new to the college experience and don't want to like start right away and like obtain everything.
What's your major? Obviously, we know you're graduating with STEM, but what's your major?
Mechanical engineering technology.
So what was your favorite experience then, and maybe a favorite professor professor as well.
So shout out to Professor Wilson, who's always helped me throughout these past 2 semesters, as he's one of my favorite professors, because no matter what, he would always encourage me to keep going forward.
Did you have a favorite experience or moment or anything here that happened on campus?
I would say all the friends that I made, I would say that throughout these past 2 years, I made really great friendships that I hope to still keep in the future. And I would say my most favorite moment was becoming president of a club as well.
And what club was that?
The RCBC EOF club.
Oh, congratulations on that. What's the next plans then?
I'm still waiting on a decision from TCNJ, but hopefully I get in there.
I think you will. In the meantime, though, any farewell message or congratulatory messages you'd like to say to your fellow classmates of 2023?
I would say keep pursuing your dreams. Don't give up, no matter how hard life gets.
What's your name?
Christopher Zielinski.
Christopher, where are you from?
I'm from Willingboro as well.
Okay, and what brought you to RCBC?
I didn't really know what I wanted to do yet, so I kind of came here just for experience and to kind of learn how college would be like. And I kind of felt like it helped a lot to go here.
So what's your major then? Obviously, you're being in STEM as well.
My major was in general engineering.
Was that something you originally wanted to go for? Like you said, you didn't really know.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to focus in yet, so that's why I went broad with general engineering, just until I figured out what I wanted.
What was it about engineering and STEM that that was your direction?
I always kind of enjoyed engineering. I always thought it was a pretty cool career. And I have focus now. I kind of chose what I wanted to for my transfer college. I'm going to be going into electrical and computer engineering because it's the stuff that I'm kind of most interested in.
And what college is that?
At Rowan.
So what was your favorite experience then here so far?
I enjoyed the people. The people here are nice, which is a good thing, a good environment to be around. And the teachers they're also very nice. They're also very helpful. They really help you get through it.
What kind of kept you going through the semester? Was there favorite snacks, music, or something like that? What got you through to get you to where you are today?
Well, I always look for the end goal. I really appreciate kind of getting my degree and then working in the field. So my drive has been to work through it and kind of achieve my goals and then get a job in something that I enjoy.
Never work a day in your life, they say, right? Your message to your fellow classmates here for STEM 2023 at RCBC.
You have to work hard. There's no really way around it. You have to keep on studying. You have to keep on asking for help. You have to keep on asking questions. There's really no way around that because you're not going to learn anything if you don't ask any questions.
All right, just talk to now another RCBC student, catch up with some of his classmates, talking about making some beats afterwards. So I'm kind of curious who I got with me now. What's your name?
My name is Ishmael Small.
And where are you from?
I'm from Burlington Township, New Jersey.
Okay, and what brought you to RCBC?
I was looking for an option that was kind of cost-effective for me, and I also received an NJ Star Scholarship for RCBC, so that was the spot that I decided on.
Congratulations on that moment. So what's your actual major? Obviously, we're graduating with STEM today, so what's your specialization?
My specialization is chemical engineering.
So what's the next step after this then?
So after this, I'm going to be attending Rowan University, and as of now, I'm working at a chemical plant in PA, kind of just gaining some experience while going to school.
Do you think RCBC has kind of prepared you for those next steps that you're taking on with chemical engineering?
I very much do believe that it has. It's given me a lot of knowledge, and even the class sizes being a little smaller, I've been able to have much of a better connection with like the professors there, and they're able to help me more firsthand. So I believe that RCBC did do a very good job in preparing me for moving on for the future.
Was there a professor or a class that actually stood out, or maybe a favorable moment you want to share?
Definitely Professor Sherlock's organic chemistry class. Yeah, he was always super helpful and very kind and always like willing to help his students succeed in every way possible, and I really do appreciate him for that.
So tell me about these beats that one of your fellow classmates wants to drop. You do stuff on the side? What's going on?
Just a little bit. I used to do a lot of singing back in high school, and it's something that we get together from time and time again, and we try and make some music. So it's just a little hobby that I do on the side, but hopefully that brings some success as well.
Okay, yeah. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that. A parting message to your fellow classmates.
I'll just say to keep pushing, keep looking for what you're passionate about and what you're going to be happy doing. You want to make sure that life is full of happiness more so than anything, and just continue to drive for something that you're passionate about and that you really feel that you want to do.
What an incredible group of students to speak with, and I loved hearing their stories and inspiring messages as we bring things back to the Program Pod studios. Now, as promised, let's hear a clip from the President's Award winner, Sarah Heil, who we had on earlier in the show, and hear her inspirational message during the 2023 RCBC STEM Commencement.
You are the only person in your way from having the life that you want.
Think out of the box that you can find yourself in and push yourself beyond the limits that you thought you had. Life's twists and turns have brought me to where I am now, but I have learned throughout my time that things must break before you can build. And boy, does the breaking hurt. But if you see it through long enough, you can knock down a foundation that was not strong enough to hold your empire. As an artist, I see things from a different perspective. I now see my pain, my trauma, and my disorders no longer as my weakness, but as my strength. They are the reason for my success, contrary to what I've always believed. I promise you, I will change the world, and I will keep my promise, no matter how long it takes. I recently came across dangerous toxins that poison our water, food, air, and environment, neurotoxins. These toxins wreak havoc on all of our lives and put every single one of us at risk for detrimental health problems. My research has led me to completely change my life, abandoning everything I thought I once knew about the way we live. My first step in achieving this goal starts today. Please take out your phones. If you have Facebook, go to Psychology Sarah and follow the page. You can go with me through my journey, learn from my research on neurotoxins and what you can do in your homes to reduce your risk of exposure. Watch the progress with my bees, and more. Thank you all for this wonderful opportunity. Before we part, I challenge you to chase the dream you thought to be unobtainable. Open your horizon to new opportunities and not give up on your vision. Congratulations, class of 2023, and may success follow wherever your journey takes you.
Bravo, Sarah. Bravo. What an awesome message. And I can't wait to see the amazing things Sarah's going to be bringing to this world in the years to come. If you want to hear her entire speech or catch anything else from the 2023 STEM Commencement, head over to RCBC's YouTube page and check it out. Meanwhile, for more information on RCBC's STEM program covering science, technologies, engineering, mathematics, you can visit rcbc.edu. And before we get into President Ciosi's final remarks at the 2023 STEM Commencement, I just want to thank you for listening to this 2023 RCBC Commencement Series special I've been bringing you all summer long. If you missed anything from the Liberal Arts or Health Sciences Commencement, or even just want to check out what the program pod is all about, which takes a deep dive into the programs, and we hear from students, faculty, employers, and get the little different perspectives within that particular program, go check out some of the older shows. Or you can subscribe now and catch out some future shows, as the program pod can be found on any platform that you get your podcast. So subscribe now. Thanks again for listening. This is Jay Varga, and now I'm going to kick things over to President Dr. Michael Ciosi and his final remarks at the 2023 STEM Commencement. Cheers and have a great summer.
So graduates, you may now move your tassels from your right to your left. Before we conclude, I want to applaud the faculty and staff that have worked tirelessly to prepare the next generation of leaders. Let's applaud, let's give it up. I want to hear it for all the family and friends in the back and the folks that are watching that have supported our graduates every step of their long journey. And of course, one final round of applause to our graduates. Congratulations, class of 2023. Congratulations on your accomplishments.